it's Lee and welcome to Beauty Over 70 with Lee. Today we're going to do a get ready with me. We're just going to do shop my stash. There's some products here that I need to use up, and I just went through some products and I'm going to be putting some things that I haven't kind of touched in a while. But a few things have just been in the drawers, and you know they get rancid. Last year was a bad year for me with back issues and eye issues, and I'm making progress. So now I need to go back and dig some of those things out and use some. So welcome. I'm so glad you're here today. I'm going to be shop my stash, and I've already put on, let's see, some e.l.f. Halo Glow. e.l.f. Halo Glow. That's what I've already put on. That's why my face is so shiny. Of course, I've cleaned and I have moisturized and done all the stuff of my morning skincare. And then I went ahead to save a little bit of time with me running my mouth and put on some e.l.f. Halo Glow. And I believe this is the lightest color. I think it's light medium. Now I'm going to go with a primer. And the primer I'm going to be using today is, let's see, I pulled out the L'Oreal Perfecting Base. That's the primer I'm going to be using, the face primer I'm going to be using. It's the L'Oreal. And I used this, I think, a couple of weeks ago in a L'Oreal Get Ready With Me. So this is a product, it's a great product. So that is the primer I will be using today. All of the cricks and crannies and the craters and all of that stuff. Now I'm just going to concentrate on areas that I need it the most, which would be all over my face. All over my face. I need it the most all over my face. But you know what I mean, on the T-zone and around here. I'm going to the dermatologist tomorrow, so I dermaplaned my face a few days ago, and I have a little nick down here that is healing. But I'm going to the dermatologist. He's going to do a couple of more freezes. I'm just going to concentrate on the T-zone right there. He's going to do a couple more freezes on my face, and hopefully that will be it for a while. This is, I don't normally put it down on my neck, but that's just whatever's on my hand that's left. The Tarte Double, I'm telling you, I cannot wait. I have glasses ordered, my friends. They are ordered. I finally got eyeglasses, and they are ordered, but in the meantime, I'm using what I have. It's the 22B Light Beige is the shade I'll be using today. I haven't used this in a while. This is a pricey foundation. I just, you know, you get so much stuff. I'm a beauty junkie anyway. Easel out here so I can do that. I don't like putting it on the back, and I'm going to put out about a pump and a half. If I need more, I can get it. If I need less, I won't use it. And I'm going to be using my IT Cosmetics double-ended foundation brush. I love this brush. This is one of my holy grail brushes. This is my favorite. Of all the brushes that I have, this is my favorite for applying foundation. Now before I put that on, I think I'm going to put just a bit of the L'Oreal True Match Concealer on some of these capillaries. I'm working on an appointment to get them done. So you may see me somewhere along the line with blisters, but you know, it's going to be worth it. I'm going to put, I'll flip my mirror here. If you hear clicking, that's my Elias mirror. that this foundation is going to be dark enough with this neck. I just don't think it's going to. There's quite a difference. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to add some color to that. I'm going to add some of this golden drops to my foundation to blend it, because it's going to be way too light, way too light. I think that's going to be better. Have a lot to cover, my friends. A lot to cover. When I get these capillaries done, I can ease off on the heaviness that I'm trying to get away from. Foundation, this Tarte face tape is still good, but I need to use it up before it goes bad because it is quite pricey. That with my Stands Out sponge. You're familiar with that, I'm sure. I'm going to pick up any excess where it won't be too heavy. And this sponge is dry. Sometimes I'll wet it depending on the look that I'm after. And today is just a hodgepodge mixture, shop my stash. So I don't know that I'm going looking for any sort of look. I'm just putting my makeup on. I'll go ahead and put eye primer on my eyes, and then I'm going to use my good old MAC Painterly in the shade Painterly. Fantastic eye primer. I have several, but I love this, and I'm going to use this today. And I've got a special brush here. This happens to be an It Cosmetics brush that I use to put this on. Turned on my mirror. I didn't even have my Elias mirror turned on. That's not a good thing, is it? Working in the dark here. Like I said, my glasses are ordered. It's going to take a couple, 3 weeks for them to come back. So I'm praying that I can see. And they got the best refraction exam that they could get. And I'm going to be really in tears if I pay that much for glasses and I can't see. A 1x mirror, a 5x, a 10x by Elias that sticks on the back of my mirror. I've showed you that in a video before. Now, and I still can't see. I'm push and pull with this vision. And I'm going to go off camera and I'm going to do my brows because it takes me forever. I cannot see. So I will tell you the products I use, and I apologize for that. But I'm going to go off camera and I'm going to do my brows, and I'll be right back. I have my brows on, and I use 2 shades of Anastasia micro pencil. I use the light brown and the auburn to get what I could get on these brows, and you know, it is what it is, so that's what the brows look like. So I had to go off camera. It took me a little bit to do it with my vision. I had to use 2 or 3 mirrors to do it. So the Anastasia micro brow pencil in light brown and auburn. I'm letting my eyeshadow base, the Painterly, I'm letting that set in and dry. So I'm going to go over my lids with a coat of powder. And today I'll be using the Laura Mercier Translucent. I've had this box of powder for years and it's still going strong. It's probably going to outdo me. I don't know. I hope not, but who knows. But anyway, we're going to go over my eyelids today with a coat of the Laura Mercier Tequila Rose brush, and I'm going to be going over with the light coat of this Laura Mercier powder right over my lids. Just so it doesn't stick, and so the shadow, what little shadow I'm putting on, which is going to be very little. She will just slide right over there, hopefully. I love this brush. I bought a set of Nikki LaRose through Bouquet Beauty a couple years ago, I believe. And I really, really like them. Eyeshadow, how about that? It's the Tartlet. And these are the shades that are in here. Can you see that? Very matte. These are all matte. As a matter of fact, I believe they are all matte shadows. And I think I'll be working about 3, maybe 4 shadows in there. Not a lot. I'm not doing a lot on my eyes today. Gotta have a sip of water. I believe it's a Profusion brush. And I'll be dipping in this shade right here to start. This shade right here. Just to get the transition shade. I'm trying to holding my arm a certain way because I have a big boo-boo here on my arm that I have the dermatologist hopefully will take off. It's one of those things that you get from being in the sun that reaches a point that it needs to be taken off because it's in your way. It's disturbing your life. So okay, that went on nice and smooth. Like I said, I'm keeping it very neutral, not a lot of bling today, that's for sure. To this brown shade right here, right there, I think I'll dip into that. This shadow is very blendable. I always like to open this because it smells like chocolate, as we all know. It makes you want that chocolate, right? I'm working that back in there in that crepey skin, which makes it most difficult when you get some age on you, ladies. You know what I'm talking about. You don't have a smooth canvas to work with. But at least we have eyes and we can still play, right? I so appreciate you tuning in today to see this little get ready with me. It's just a little, keeps my hands in what I love doing. You know, Can't do it like I used to. I used to zip through these, and when I worked as an MUA and as an esthetician doing skin, and can't do it anymore. Like I said, the eyes, and they reach a point that you age and you retire, and you know, but I just love doing it. So I started the channel during COVID, and you know, because everybody stayed home, so that's when I started my channel. But you know, if you get yourself up, I'm 77, going on 78 years old, so if you get yourself up, you get dressed, you put on your face, you feel better no matter what you're doing, even if it's going to the grocery store, right? Very neutral. That's how I'm trying to keep it. Use the shade here to put on my lid to open my eye up. This shade right here. I need a little bit of color there, and I don't know how that's going to work. We're going to try 2 different shades. A little bit of light right in here, I think. And I'm going to use a vanilla color. I'm going to use my Morphe little angle brush. You see it's kind of like a taper, kind of like a little, there's a taper there. And I will list it in, let me see what number this is, because you asked me what numbers these are, and this is the Morphe 709. Morphe 709 little angle tapered brush. I use this brush a lot, not so much anymore, but when I do use it, I used to put color right in here, but I'm not going to do that at the moment. I will do that after I put on a little bit of mascara, but I'm going to use a little light shade out of the palette to go right in there. So mascara, now when I finish this, Get Ready With Me, I'm going to go in and wash everything off. But today the mascara I'm going to be using is the Anastasia, and it's in black. I have about at least a dozen mascaras open, and I had to replenish all new mascara now that I could put it on. Every now and then I can wear mascara. So this is the Anastasia in black. I'm going to put just a little bit of this on, not a lot. I feel like a fish out of water putting mascara on. It's been so long since I've had mascara on, and this is probably the second time I've had it on, and like I said, I have to go right in and wash it off. Nikki LaRose little brush, little angle brush here. This brush is good for a multitude, and I'm going to tell you the name of this brush. It is the N12, the Nikki LaRose N12. It's good for a multitude of uses. And I'm going to take some of the darker shadow, the brown that I used in the palette here, and run just a little bit along the line. I run it very gently just across the line there. I'm not going to put any in my waterline. I'm not going to do any of that. Just a touch of color right in there. Not a lot. Brush, the little pencil brush, and I'm just going to smudge that just a touch. This little angle brush here, I'm going to use this light shade right here. This light shade there, I'm going to put right in the corner just to open my eye up just a touch. That's what we're going to do, and that we're finished with our eyes, I believe, keeping it very neutral, not putting a lot on. All I'm going to do is just go back and blend a little bit rougher. Number 15, which I love this brush for blending. I'm just going to go in and just blend. Add a little bit of this light color just to soften that up. Just to make sure everything's super, super blended good. The best we can get it in with. Contour. NYX light to medium in the light. In the NYX, I'm going to use the darker shade, do a little bit of contour right here. And down the nose. Contour brush. And I go up. Instead of pulling down, I go up. I hit the bottom of it and I go up. Under these jaws down here, jowls, and I pull down. I go back like this and then I pull down. See if we can make some big shadows there to take some of that off. It's the chocolate, people, and age. It's the chocolate. Not really. It has to do with age. Although the chocolate doesn't help, right? Oh, where is my Nikki LaRose little brush? I love that brush. This is a multitasker brush. Where are you, Nikki LaRose brush? I have washed a bunch of brushes, and I have brushes everywhere. Is this little pointy brush. I love this brush, and that's what I was looking for earlier to do this. I'll blend that light in. Yeah, this Nikki LaRose brush, this, I know you're going to ask me the name of it. Anyway, it's in her set. It is the N16. See how it's got a point? I got tickled at Nikki when she was telling about this brush. She said she cut up I don't know how many brushes trying to make this brush, but this brush is great for contour. And I'm going to put just a touch more contour there, and I go all the way up into my brow line there and down, because I think I need just a touch more. Very little feathery strokes. And I had the brush on the point, not the flat. I use it on the point. And I take it all the way down. I think we need, let's get some blush on. I think today, some under eye brightener, and today I'm going to be using the Catrice. Now if you haven't tried this Catrice, ladies, this is an under eye brightener. I get this on Amazon. It's $6, or it was when I purchased it. Comes in a little pot. It's the Catrice under eye brightener, and I get the light shade. It's a pink tone, as you can see. This stuff is fabulous. I just use my finger. It's very creamy. Just look at that. I'm going to add just a little bit of eye brightener under here before I do my concealer. This stuff is fabulous. It just gives you that light that you want. Fabulous product for $6. Absolutely phenomenal. And I'm just going to pat this. It just brightens that area before you do your concealer. And sometimes you don't even need concealer after you do this. And always use your ring finger. At least that's what I do. My friends, you've seen me at my worst. You've seen me shave my face. You've seen me at my absolute worst. So there's nothing, I don't think it could get any worse, really. Okay, for my concealer today, I am going to add a L'Oreal True Match concealer. I put a little bit on there before. I'm going to put just a touch over that. I think I need just a touch of concealer, but maybe it's vanilla. There's the doe foot on it. And I'm going to use the Angie Hot and Flashy concealer brush. Don't put a lot. It's just a matter of patting. Lipstick and blush, and I think we're done. Bronzer. I think I need just a little. I'll use the Infallible, L'Oreal Infallible bronzer today. I believe this is number 300. Very, very good product. Very good product. BK Beauty to apply this bronzer. I'm putting just a touch. I don't need a lot, but just warm it up just a bit. It is raining like crazy, my friends. Raining like crazy. So grab yourself a cup of coffee and stay with me, and I'll bring out the chocolate, maybe some chocolate cookies. I know that's very bad. I'm a bad influencer on you guys, I know. You know I'm addicted to chocolate. Just a little bit, not a lot. I think I'm going to use the Essence Pure Nude Rougher number 14 brush, and I'm going to use this Pure Nude by Essence. Very light, keeping it on the peachy tones today. Here we go, flipping mirrors. Keeping it high. Sometimes when I put on blush, I don't think I'm getting enough, and then at other times when I go to edit, I feel like I've got too much and there's nothing I can do about it. Speak to me now, my friends, or forever hold your peace. Tell me now so I won't go to edit and one side be darker. A little bit more? Okay, I'll take your word for it. I take your word for it. You're sitting out there and all relaxed, and it's like, go for this side, go for that side, right? This blush, she is a jewel. These blushes by Essence, I mean, you cannot use them up. Price point, they're great. I mean, drugstore, phenomenal. What are we going to do with these lips? I think I've got to stay with the coral tones. Let's see what we're going to do for lipstick today. I'm going to do just a touch of highlighter when I get finished here. I'm going to do some highlighter. Let's get our lipstick on. I'm going to use a coral shade. I used the coral blush, as you saw, so I need to do with a coral lipstick. And I think I will use Olac. I have about 10 tubes of Olac lipstick over here. They have a sheen to them. They have a magnetic closure. And I'm going to tell you this shade. This is 06 Nemo Go Home. It's Olac. I love these lipsticks, and I bought about 10. I got on this thing of buying them and have about 10 of them, and I seem to forget about them and not use them, but it's Olac. It's got a gorgeous coral shade. Isn't that pretty? And it does have a magnetic closure, so if you stick a lipstick in your handbag, in your little, that you carry with you, it's not going to come open. And with that, I'm going to use a L'Oreal lip liner in the shade Coral. It's L'Oreal and the shade is Coral. I think that will pair, I hope it will pair well with this shade that of lipstick that I am putting on here. She is very creamy with this Nemo Go Home. Gorgeous shade. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Isn't that a pretty color? I just love the corals within the... Try to wear as many corals as I can in the spring and summer. And you know, when you get your lipstick on, sometimes, excuse me, sometimes you need a little bit more blush. So I think, in my opinion, I think I need just a touch more of this Essence gorgeous shade of blush. I think I need just a little bit more. A little bit right there, like the sun has just kissed my nose. It's kissed my nose all right in my body because this big boo-boo right here. I'm hoping the dermatologist takes this off because that is in the way when I shower. It's just in my way, period. Benefit, a little Benefit concealer, the little dandelion concealer. Remember this? I've had this forever. Now this is a great little highlight. I'm going to use a little highlight just to go over just a touch, not a lot, but it's the dandelion and it is by Benefit. I'm going to tap a little bit of this on, not get too much. Just to give you a little glow. And I put a little bit right in here in these dark areas here. The deepened lines, if you put like just a touch, it will soften that. I'm just telling you what I do. Go over that with my Hourglass Ambient Light 1 palette. The Hourglass Ambient Light 1. I love this palette. I'm going to set everything with my big brush. I just go right across, sweep right across, and just set everything. Subscribers ask me, you know, why don't you use a setting spray? Number one, unless it's something that I'm going to do, you know, that I want my makeup to last long term, like wedding or all day event or something, then I will. But just, I'm retired, so. Okay, I'm going to take this headband off and do something with hair and put a little bit of jewelry on. I'll be right back. Stay with me, my friends. That is our video today, our Get Ready With Me on our Shop My Stash. As you see, I kept this just a hodgepodge of everything. As you can see, I just went through and went through some items that I have not used in a long time. Really need to use up, and it was a lengthy video, it was the chatty video, and it was so good. It feels good to have a little bit of makeup on. Now I'm going to go in my bathroom, and I promise I'm going to wash all of this off. I thank you for watching today. I love all of you guys. And if you make sure you hit that thumbs up, please hit the thumbs up before you even start watching the video, because that spreads me around on YouTube. That helps me more than you ever know. And please comment. And if you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Hit the subscribe button. I'm striving to hit my 10,000 subscribers. 9,500 or something like that when this airs. So, you know, please help me out. Hit the subscribe button and hit that thumbs up button, please. Thank you for watching today. I so appreciate you. I love you guys more than you know. You're the best. I want to leave you with my favorite words. Go out and make today better than yesterday, but always remember that I love you, and I really, really do, and I so appreciate your support. Until next Thursday, my friends, have a fantastic week, and enjoy this rain if you're lucky enough to get some. Bye-bye, my friends.